Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Snow Day Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. But never fear, I have not risked life and limb to get today's show to you, and I am not on the Zoom screen. Thankfully, I am working with someone
face to face, germ to germ,
on the show today who could meet me ahead of time.
Sick mind to sick mind.
We are pre-recording today's conversation.
Hey, I'm just happy I can talk again, so I'm going to get quite a bit in.
See, I liked the Zoom last month because I was in control of the mute button.
Were you?
Yeah.
Hey, wow.
Yeah, and now I guess, I'm just stuck with you. I'll have to edit you out later.
Here we go. Because we're pre-recording, because twice now you've dissed me on the date that we set.
Hey,
so
this is a snow thing.
This is on
not
you.
my fault. This is not my
No,
fault.
the other one was because you're closing on the day I was supposed to be here, the 23rd or whatever.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to hear you on Christmas Eve, trust me.
That's not Christmas Eve. That's Christmas Eve. Thank you very much.
Your show would
23rd.
air on the Thursday, which is Christmas Eve.
Oh, we were going to record again? I thought we were going live.
I'm not getting, no, you're not part of my Christmas festivities.
Fine.
Okay, that is Lieutenant Warren Gosnell from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. If you haven't figured it out
there's
already.
no amount of mistletoe that's going to cause anything to happen here today.
I'm just grateful that unlike Jerry Mayatica, who was on earlier this week, you're not complaining about the Lysol hanging in the air.
No, it tastes rather good. It's got a certain flavor to it once you've inhaled enough of it.
It's lemon. It's how we get our fruit.
Doesn't taste like lemon.
So how are you doing? How are things going? How is everybody at the Frederick County Sheriff's Office? How is my favorite sheriff?
Doing well. Thanks for asking about me. Let's get right to Lenny. As far as I know, he's still doing well. He has not suffered any of the ill effects of this rampant pandemic-fueled coronavirus, COVID-19, fake, real, whatever people want to call it. Let me just tell you, folks, here's all I'm going to say about COVID-19. Whether you believe it's as deadly as they say it is, since the mortality rate has thankfully been so low, whether you believe that part of it or not, I will tell you the contagious aspect of this thing is real.
It's frightening. Yeah.
All right. From someone with personal experience now, that aspect of it is real. And for the 10 to 14 days that you're under the weather and you wish it would be gone, and you cough so hard that you can feel the blood vessels in your skull popping, that part of it's real. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to talk about vaccines, whether or not you should do it, whether or not it's real, anything like that. All I know is there's something going around that is easily spread, and when people get it, they do suffer to some degree for a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever, and some people get hit really hard, and apparently, some
don't
people
come back from it.
Don't make it.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about it. Spray the Lysol away, because I'm telling you, we took every precaution we could, PPEs, masks, gloves, goggles, when we're dealing with the public and everything that could happen, and we're still seeing cases flare up. So there's something to this, whether it's as bad as some want to say or whether it's worse than other people want to say, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, well, that's how it always is. Whenever you have two people, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. So
there you go.
Well, let's talk about something happy. Let's talk about snow, because as you pointed out right before we started recording, so we're in the studio at 4:45 on Tuesday afternoon. People are listening to this a few minutes after noon on Wednesday. The estimation is...
If the forecast is correct, it should now be snowing, precipitating in some wintry fashion.
Are you calling Kemp Miller out? Are you saying that
No, I haven't listened to his forecast, so I don't know.
So you're not even listening to Kemp. Wow, you're just
I've never listened to Kemp. I've heard Kemp, but I've never listened to Kemp.
So do you guys have to do extra stuff when there is snow in the forecast?
Yes.
I had VDOT on earlier talking about their preps. What do you guys have to do?
We have to plan accordingly as far as, are we going to have enough manpower out? Do we have flares? Vehicles being fueled in case you're stuck out on Back Mountain Road on Hupp's Hill, which every snowy event, for whatever reason, we can't seem to keep that road clear enough for vehicles to be able to travel safely. We end up with motorists stranded, so we go out there trying to assist them, and of course we're there until we can get the roadway clear. So we've already, take that for example, we've already tried to prep with VDOT and asking that hill in particular, that stretch of road for 1.5 miles, 2 miles, be treated 2-3 times before the weather hits, just as a precaution. So we try to plan ahead for that. Are we ready to go as far as other supplies? Do we have de-icer? Do we have our ice scrapers? Do we have our jacket, our hats, a little food supply, some water, stuff like that, emergency blankets in case we encounter other people with a dead battery stranded in the snow who have no heat? So yeah, you pack your car, your cruiser a little differently. You pack your own lunch a little differently. You tell the loved ones, hey, I may be going out to work early. I may be working late,
Now, do you guys have, all your vehicles will go, they've got, my husband would be
we
so
put
upset
gas in them and they go.
But he would be so upset that I'm not asking this question properly. But all-wheel drive or snow tires or
I can't say that all of our vehicles. Most of the vehicles now are, all-wheel drive. We have several, more than several SUVs now, all-wheel, four-wheel drive. Even the Charger Pursuit that a certain traffic lieutenant drives is all-wheel drive until it gets up to a cruising speed and switches to two-wheel drive. And so we've also have the military-style vehicles that the sheriff has procured during his first administration, which are all-weather vehicles that are gassed up, ready to go. So whether anybody believes that the sheriff's office needs quote-unquote military equipment, if the snow gets high enough, we get that 20 inches, and a typical SUV, sedan, pickup truck that we drive on a regular basis just doesn't have the ground clearance, those vehicles are going to go into action because VDOT can only keep up with so much.
Right. And
I'm not going to speak for VDOT, but if you've talked to them, then you know their first primary mission are the primary highways, 81, 7, 11, 522, 50. And while some people live off of those roads, most of us don't.
Right.
We connect to those roads, but by several different branches. So we need to be able to, if someone calls and says, hey, my husband's having a cardiac arrest. Hey, my brother's overdosed. Hey, I've cut myself badly and I'm bleeding. We need to be able to get to those people in a timely fashion. And so those vehicles will go into use at that point in time. And that's another thing that's planned. Are they gassed up? Are the batteries charged? Where are the keys? Because we're talking about a 24-hour operation at the sheriff's office with 3 different shifts, a couple of different specialty teams and such. And so everyone needs to have access to it because we don't know what time of day or night that these events are going to happen.
Do you do dry runs? Do you have they do the fire drills in school? Do you do those kinds of things where everybody has to report and go through a regular snow emergency?
No, I don't think we go to that extent other than the auxiliary vehicles and supplies. We check on them. We start them. We let them run. We make sure nothing's leaking after they get up, to operating temperature and stuff like that. But as far as personnel, no. Most of us have been through more than one winter as a first responder, and we know what to expect.
The big thing from VDOT, and sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not, is just staying home, staying off the roads whenever and wherever possible. hopefully that'll be a little bit easier now because so many people are still working from home.
Yes.
And school isn't in full swing
well,
like
in
it
Frederick
normally
County,
is.
there's no school on Wednesdays anyway.
So
that's an off day.
So you don't
So
have to worry about
yes,
buses.
it's going to make it easier for us. The other thing is the timing of the event. If an event starts early enough and we get a decent accumulation, say the snow starts at 8 a.m., we're right past the bulk of that heavy commute, still a few people out. Now, the bad thing is we've got people who have headed to Northern Virginia or they've headed to their place of employment already.
Yeah.
But it starts. Mm-hmm. If it starts out light and lingers light, that's where we have problems because the roads remain slick. Some people don't realize until it's too late just how slick it is. And we're dealing with everybody that now is leaving work to go back home. Normally, if school was in session, school's closing.
Yeah.
Okay, they're already closed. 8 o'clock hits and it starts snowing, but it starts snowing. And by 10 o'clock, we have 2.5 inches. By 11 or noon, we have 4 or 5 inches. When we get to those type of accumulations, it's actually easier on us, in law enforcement anyway, because now those people that were going to venture out, a lot of them have said, nope, don't need it, not going to do it. You get a lot of the four-wheel drives, the trucks with the lift kits and the Jeeps, that are four-wheel drives and have the reputation of being able to go in the snow, and a few of the others. And the problem we run into, Janet, is someone that drives their vehicle beyond either their capabilities
or its capability
or the vehicle's capability. And the thing I've told you before, if I have to hustle to get to someone because they've rolled their vehicle onto their top and we need to get them out of the vehicle, make sure they're okay, and I can get there and I can get there safely, running my lights and siren and trying to get within, a comfortable response time and speed, and I don't end up on my top at that same location, then why didn't you? Mm-hmm. Okay? If everyone else driving by us right now, nice and slow, is making it around that turn and not ending up on their top, why didn't you? And it comes down to because you were going too fast for the road conditions and you lost control. And so whether it's four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, or just plain rear-wheel drive, you drive it like you have sense. You drive it within yours and the vehicle's capabilities. You should get to where you're going safely. Now, that doesn't discount someone else sliding into you or something like that.
That's always my fear.
But you shouldn't end up on your roof.
That's true.
Okay? And I forget the other part of your question there. But that's the one thing we try to stress to folks is if you have to be out, drive like you have sense. The patience that we're asking everybody to use on a regular basis, definitely use it on this because the person in front of you, if they want to go 15 miles an hour because they're not as comfortable and they're trying to get home, then you do 15 miles an hour. And if you attempt to pass them and you end up off the road or on your roof, don't be surprised when you get the summons along with the case number for the crash report.
And I will tell you, I am that person. If I am forced to be out in it, doing the 15 miles an hour, and I'm going to flip you off when I go by.
I'm not going to comment on that. But the other thing is to remember here, what I was saying is once those accumulations get up there, we see traffic thin out.
Yeah.
And so we see incidents reduce. What we have then are the certain stretch of roads back in our rural areas where we might get some folks stuck, might not be able to get up the hill, something like that. And so we're talking a different animal. So hopefully, if we're going to get 6+, we get it quick, things shut down, people know, and we can handle the little bit of stuff that's on the roads, and everyone else can stay inside, Zoom meetings, binging The Mandalorian, or playing video games.
I just go sit, drink coffee, and play with the puppies. So, okay. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I know there is a new traffic law going into effect January 1st.
Well, there's more than one, but there's one we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's the only one that's going to annoy me, but that's a whole nother, that'll be that conversation. So let's do that when we come back. We're in the studio today, pre-recording our conversation with Lieutenant Warren Gosnell from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. We're going to come back and talk with him more in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a quick money chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Wednesday as you are listening to the show today. Hopefully,
Janet, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is, Janet?
Dear Lord.
Hump Day.
Why did I think this was a good idea? Lieutenant Warren Gosnell is in the studio with me. He is from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. We are pre-recording on a Tuesday evening, and my lesson in all of this is don't pre-record with Goz in person after 4 o'clock on a weekday.
Hey, I'm telling you, normally we're on a Thursday. We're recording on a Tuesday, but we're playing it on a Wednesday. So I don't normally get to say happy hump day.
That's true.
So there you go.
So how about the holidays? They are here. They are upon us.
We're officially into the holiday season now. And of course, as we do every time this year, we want to remind folks, don't be drinking and driving. If you're going to celebrate the holidays and you're going to partake of your favorite beverage, we like to say none for the road. And while I understand that teetotaling and abstinence 100% just isn't something that some folks are able to convince themselves to do.
It's not realistic 100% of the time.
I've always said there's nothing that says you can't have one, maybe two, depending on how long you're going to be there and depending on what you're having. But just realize that even one, depending on what you're having, your personal physiological makeup, your tolerance, and a few other factors, even one can affect your ability to operate the vehicle safely and properly and can end up getting you in trouble. So, we try to say if you know you're going to be drinking, have a designated driver. If you choose to drink very, very, very minimal. If you want, carry around a token cup. So that you can toast with your friends and clink glasses. But other than that, wait till you're where you're going to be for several hours before you partake, preferably home.
And that's the thing that I think I have learned through all of the alcohol labs that we have done in the past is time is the other very important factor.
Time's your friend.
Yeah, because if you feel fine after that second beer or glass of wine and you get in the car, 15 minutes in, you may not feel so fine. So give yourself some of that time after you have had your last drink to see how you're feeling before you get in the car.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb here. It's mainly men. Mm. Men are the ones that are like, "Hey, I just had 3. I'm good to go." All right, I'm all right.
Better when I'm drunk.
Yeah, well, I can only, speak into the microphone.
I bowl better when I'm drunk, but I'm pretty sure that I would not drive better.
You think you bowl better. I think I look better. I dance better. I think that. You remember the Mad magazine?
Yes.
The cartoon that was the fantasy and then the reality. And so that's what it is when people are partaking of alcohol. Here's the way I remember it, and I saw it through my own eyes. And then someone shows you the video.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah. It's like the beer goggles.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, a lot of men, think, nope, I'm all right. I'm good to go. It's like asking for help for anything else. You don't want to do it.
Directions. Do you want me to go through that list?
And you may be. At that point in time, you may be absolutely fine. But the 3 shots that you had and the 1 beer, half hour later, all of a sudden, because you got stuck in traffic and didn't make it home in the 22 minutes that it normally takes. So, yeah, we just remind folks that during the holidays and while we are here to help as far as law enforcement, we're here to ensure the safety of everybody. And if you unfortunately are on the road and you're inebriated or you're impaired, whether it's from alcohol or drugs, prescription medications, if you take prescription medications and you add alcohol to that, even a small amount, and the bottle warns you, you think you could be within, hey, doctor gave it to me, I'm good to go. Well, the bottle clearly says you shouldn't do this, this, or this. If we find you in that condition, we're in Frederick County, we're going to take you to jail.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, it was kind of like when I was having the conversation with Mayatico earlier this week about prevention and the fact that you don't have to have a holiday fire. Your Christmas tree doesn't have to catch on fire. You don't have to have a chimney fire, because these are all things that you are 100% in control of preventing yourself. This is the exact same thing. Only you can keep yourself from getting behind the wheel and hurting yourself, or worse, somebody else, an innocent bystander.
And that's the thing, pay to play. I'm not trying to be flippant, because there are people whose lives are tragically impacted by drunk drivers. So I'm not joking around about this at all. But if you roll the dice, if you think, man, I'm starting to feel it, but I got to get home. I didn't plan to drink this much. I don't have anyone to call, which may not necessarily be true. Because during this time of year, there are organizations that offer free rides to folks from certain areas. So, you have resources you can at least check on before you just jump behind the wheel. You need to keep that in mind.
So talk to me about this traffic loss. The big one that goes into effect on January 1 is that I cannot have my phone in my hand at any point while I am behind the wheel, whether it's texting, Facebooking, tweeting, taking a picture of the car in front of me that has a handmade license plate that I need to text you a picture of because it's so ridiculous that I think you're going to get a kick out of it. I can't do any of that in the new year. Legally.
You're not 100% correct.
What? I can?
It doesn't pain me much to even say that, really.
What?
You cannot have the electronic communications device in your hand while you are operating the vehicle.
So at a stoplight, I'm okay.
If you are at a stoplight and you pick up your phone to take the picture of that tag,
which is what I did, for the record,
or of the pretty rainbow or whatever, you're okay. However, just like before, light turns green, and you're still taking the picture, sending the text or whatever, and you're now impeding the flow of traffic. You're now in violation of two different things, because your vehicle should be in motion. So you're improperly stopped and impeding the flow of traffic, and you're driving distracted. Okay? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do this is to tell folks, if you're behind the wheel, put the phone down. That's it. Pull off of the highway if you want to use the phone. Don't pull off of I-81 or I-66 onto the right shoulder where stopping isn't allowed unless it's an emergency.
And checking your text messages isn't an emergency. Just to clarify.
Because all you're doing
but what if it was a really funny
safety.
Text or a really funny tweet that I need to look at like right now?
Again, this is one of those areas where I can't joke around because it's an uncomfortable feeling. 2 stops I made on the way here this evening. All right. One was on the interstate, and the person stopped on the left-hand side in the median instead of going to the right-hand shoulder. And so even though a lot of the traffic was moving over, some of it couldn't. Some of it's tractor trailers. And
that's the fast lane. So those are people that aren't even
supposed to be slowing down, and they're not, and your car's rocking. And it's an uncomfortable feeling to be sitting there. So for a text or anything trivial like that,
it can wait till the exit.
Yes. Till a safe spot to pull off. This includes construction zones. Now, construction zones have been in effect since the law passed in July. July 1 is when the new laws took effect. This is the only one that I'm aware of that has
had a 6-month get ready for it period.
Had the start date of January 1. So we don't have a bunch of them starting January. It's just this one. But I can tell you, pretty sure that the educational period has been the last 6 months. Mm-hmm. Plenty of print ads, news coverage, social media. When January 1 hits and people start getting pulled over for this, I don't expect there are going to be a whole lot of warnings for it. It's going to be,
and it's a primary offense.
Yes,
you can pull me over for it now.
Yeah.
Or January 1.
So it doesn't matter what you're using it for, other than, let me say there are some exceptions. You're making an emergency, 911 call. I can tell you there are certain professions, including law enforcement, who are exempt from it. And people want to say, well, they're no better than me. And it's not that we're any better than anyone.
It's a different situation.
It has to be work-related. I can't have the phone in my hand texting my wife saying, hey, what's for dinner? Okay? I can't have the phone in my hand calling my wife, say, last night dinner sucked, I wouldn't say that anyway because it never does.
Nice save.
It has to be work-related. I have to be on the phone with the sheriff, let's say. Sheriff, I'm at this location that you asked me to check on. I don't see the vehicle you're talking about. Can you describe it one more time? But I can tell you, I don't even do that. I use my Bluetooth. My phone is on a magnetic holder, and I use a Bluetooth system, goes through my radio speakers. If you don't have a new enough card that has that, you can go online now somewhere like Amazon. I'm not promoting Amazon in particular. Go to Best Buy, whatever website, and you can find one of those Bluetooth speakers that's battery powered that clips to your visor, pairs with your phone. And so when they talk to you, the speaker at the visor talks and you hear it out loud. And when you talk, the microphone in that apparatus sends it back to your phone. So you have the capability to go hands-free and still be able to take that call if it's an emergency or whatever.
And tell your phone to send a text to or read your last text or any of those things.
The more sophisticated systems in the newer cars now also have voice to text and read your text. So it's safety over convenience. That my favorite phrase.
I think that was a theme to one of our shows a few months ago. Safety over convenience.
It's my theme every day. We are seeing more fatal crashes, unfortunately, in Frederick County. We've had recently, this year, we've had 3 crashes that started out as serious injury that within a week, 10 days at the most, I think, the victim just didn't recover and it ended up
as a fatality
as a result of the crash. And so that makes the crash a fatality. Our Route 50 West corridor, we've had 4, and I think we're up to 5 now. Fatalities this year. And so we are going to start really buckling down on that area. And people can say what they want. It's a money grab. It's a speed trap. It's Big Brother. You
got a quota. Don't forget the quota. That's always one of my favorite ones.
I hate that.
That's why
we're
it's my
looking
favorite.
to save lives. We don't want to have to inform another family of a loved one not coming home. We don't want to have to be on the phone with the medical examiner describing the extent of injury that we saw. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be telling the family members
what you encountered when you got to the scene. Yeah.
Did they feel anything? Did they suffer? Such as that. We're seeing more impaired crashes during the day now. And Janet, I don't know if it has to do with the pandemic. But I do know with more people now, their schedules being in upheaval, some people losing their jobs, businesses closing, working from home or quarantining or not being able to go do the things they normally do. And so they day drink at home, let's say, and then they make the wrong decision. They're going to run to the store or they're going to run to the fast food drive-through because you can't go sit down and have your Big Mac. You got to go hit the drive-through. And during that time, they get involved in a crash. We're seeing more impaired or crashes that are being caused by impaired drivers during the day, during the week, not just Friday, Saturday, Sundays,
which
during
is what
the nighttime
you would think,
hours.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, I'd rather have people with the wrong opinion of what our traffic enforcement efforts are all about than to have more people dying in traffic-related crashes. And I know Sheriff Milholland feels the same way. Traffic-related complaints still sit at the top of the list of ongoing citizen complaints that he and the agency receive. And that's just not disabled vehicles or parking complaints. These are truly, reckless in nature situations where people are getting hurt and people are losing their lives.
Well, and it's interesting because I talked a minute ago about the picture that I took and sent you that somebody had handwritten on where their license plate was supposed to go, that they had an appointment at the DMV and whatnot. And to me, it was funny because that wasn't even the first thing that drew my attention to this car. I'm on Valley Avenue heading into downtown Winchester, and they are literally flying past me. I see them darting in and out of traffic, and I'm like, dude, this is what you should not be doing aside from not having a real license plate on your car.
And I applaud them for putting that on their vehicle, and hopefully they do have an appointment. They have proof of that appointment. They also have proof of sale of the vehicle, and they have proper insurance. Because I can tell you, we see that tag, we're stopping the vehicle.
Yeah.
We're going to stop and check on you. And it may be that you have all those things in order, and that's great. But you're going to get stopped and checked. So if you're driving like that and you have that, and even the least little thing isn't in line,
that's a problem.
That's probably a tow bill, Because if you can't drive like you have sense and you really don't have the proper paperwork on this vehicle, or the proper insurance anyway to cover what you might do to someone else, taking you off the road.
Yeah.
So,
and thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
As someone who shares that road, I appreciate it. So we're going to wrap up today. I do want to make sure that I tell you, because I probably won't see you, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a good holiday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I wish the same for you.
And I want to say Merry Christmas to my favorite sheriff, Lenny Mulholland, because he's my guy.
Someone's got to be.
Didn't get to see him in a Christmas parade this year, but he's still my guy.
I think I have a video I can show you.
There you go. I'll go back and watch that. We are going to wrap up our conversation today with Lieutenant Warren Gosnell from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. Again, if you are out on the roads listening to this right now, go home. Be safe. I will be back tomorrow. I will have a brand new episode of The Valley Today ready to go for you. It is our community health partnership with Valley Health. I've got my mental health ladies back. Gosh, you're going to want to listen to this show.
They could really.
You're going to want to listen to this show tomorrow. We are talking about how you can still celebrate the holidays and do it safely and maybe keep your sanity a little bit. So meet me back here tomorrow a few minutes after noon. I'll have that show ready to go for you.